Well, good morning. Welcome to this Friday, March 27th. It's my sister's birthday, so shout out to you, Leah. Happy birthday. We have been going through the book of 2 Corinthians in our reading this week, and today we've been challenged to read 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And I just have a few thoughts on that. Particularly, I was going from verse 11 all the way through the end of the chapter. The verse that stuck out to me was verse 15, and I want to read it. It says, Paul says in that verse, he says, "I will most gladly spend and be spent for your soul." I will most gladly spend and be spent for your soul. That is an amazing statement, especially when you consider the church at Corinth, what these people were like. These are a people who were very suspicious about the motives Paul had for coming to them. Matter of fact, here is in the last 3 to 4 chapters, Paul has been defending his ministry and his motives to these people, to the church here in Corinth that he loves. And matter of fact, he's gone through great lengths to do that, but yet they're suspicious of his motives. They're suspicious of his calling as an apostle, and that has been bred by a few people in the church. It only takes a few people in the church to do that, to sow seeds of discord and division and call into question somebody's motives. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. But here, this is a church that doesn't know what to think of Paul. And yet, they're also a church that Paul has already said that they've been prone to division and quarreling and arguing. And later on in chapter 12, he says, "Man, I fear that when I come to you, this is what's going to happen. You're gonna be quarreling. You're gonna have a divisive nature, and you're gonna be angry." I mean, he's fearing that he's going to find a church in disorder and division. Not only that, but it's a church that has been prone to falling into sexual sin, no doubt prominent in the culture, but yet they have been prone to falling into it, and he fears that he's going to come and they're going to be steeped in sexual sin. It's a messy church. A messy church that has suspicions of who Paul is, as far as his motives and his calling, and yet he says this about them. I will most gladly spend and be spent for your soul. Paul loved their soul. He loved the soul of the people in this church. He wanted to see them thrive, even though they weren't showing the love back to him, man. And that didn't matter to him. He wanted to see them thrive. And it's a good reminder for me that God would help me to be a person that loves the souls of people, that I would gladly spend and be spent for people. As a matter of fact, Paul even specifically talks about the fact that he wasn't after what they had. He wasn't pursuing what they had. He was pursuing them. He says, I wanted you. I didn't want your stuff. I wanted you. He cared that much about the souls of people. And so not only a good reminder for me, as I'm asking myself the question, am I passionate about the souls of the people that God has placed under my watch care as a pastor? But also, how about you? You have people that you interact with, friends, maybe people in your D group, maybe there's people, your neighbors, family members. Do you care about the souls of those people? Are you willing to spend and be spent for the souls of those people? It's a huge challenge for me, and hopefully a huge challenge for you as well as you think through what this looks like. Real quick, man, we miss getting together. We miss having a gathering of people called the church. We've been doing this kind of virtually and through email and digital stuff, but man, I can't wait to get back together. and it doesn't look like we're going to get back together before Easter, which is a huge bummer. But we have some baptisms. We want to celebrate the Lord's table together, and I'm looking forward to getting together and making a celebration of God's church and the precious nature of corporate worship. So I'm looking forward to that day when we'll be able to do that. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later, but in the meantime, keep fixing your eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. When you think about it, encourage people, whether that's send them a note, make a phone call, social media, whatever it is, be an encouragement to your brothers and sisters in Christ. God bless.